back to Casual Climbers, the podcast by and for beginning hikers and those who may not quite be physically ready to tackle the Appalachian Trail. I'm your host, Donna Patrick, and alongside me is my husband and adventure buddy, Roy.
Hey, Donna.
Hi, Roy.
So in this podcast, we provide you with information, tips, and tricks on how to get into hiking in the Blue Ridge area. We will cover some of the hundreds of the trails in the various parks and forests in the region, and hopefully bring you a little chuckle along the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're two middle-aged, not in the very best shape hikers.
Definitely not in the best shape hikers.
But this week was not a problem.
Right?
But we love the outdoors and we want to share our experiences with you. In today's short trail snacks episode, we discuss the Eva Chandler Heritage Preserve Loop, which leads to a really spectacular mountain vista. This short trail is on our list of must-dos for anyone in the area. So what do you say, Donna? Ready to get into it?
Let's go.
So here's the Eva Chandler Heritage Preserve Loop by the numbers. The distance is a very short half-mile loop.
Mm-hmm.
It's over really kind of before you know it.
Yeah.
The time it took us was 30 minutes. But of that, only 12 minutes was moving time.
Was it only? It felt like 12
minutes.
That's accurate.
Yeah, it was very, very short. The lowest point was 1,527 feet, and the highest point was 1,560 feet. There's only 33 feet of elevation change.
You don't feel it.
No, you don't. It's a very short.
I mean, you can't bring a wheelchair in there, but I brought my walking stick. I didn't need it.
The only reason you needed it was for the spider webs.
Yeah, the spider webs in front of you, because this is not a well-known or heavily traveled trail, at least not on the day that we went.
No.
There were a lot of spider webs.
A lot of spider webs. So let's start here. To get there, search for Eva Chandler Heritage Preserve in Cleveland, South Carolina on whatever map app that you use.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, as we've said, this is an extremely short hike, but man, the payoff for a 5-minute walk to get to the vista and then a 7-minute walk to get back is incredible.
It really is. I just want to put this out there. Anybody who comes to visit this area, one of the must-do things on my list for anybody who comes to visit us, and even for us every once in a while, is to visit Bald Rock.
Bald Rock.
Yes.
You and I take everybody that visits there.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm thinking a lot of our listeners have seen Bald Rock. If you haven't, you should.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't, Bald Rock is this big. So in mountain terms, a bald is basically a rock that has no grass, tree, or any type of covering on it. That's called a bald.
Right.
And so Bald Rock is a large one of these.
Massive.
It's massive.
It's a mountain.
Well, yeah, it's a mountain. It's real close to Caesar's Head State Park. The parking is literally right there, and it's a 5-second walk across a bridge to get onto it. So It's super accessible. There's
a lot of graffiti on Bald Rock.
It's terrible.
Honestly, I think that terrible. They try. I see. We've been here for a little over a year now, and we've been to Bald Rock several times, and I've seen different amounts of. So I think that they try and clean it up, or maybe the rain, wind. I don't know, but there are some times that we go up there and it's more faded, or there's less graffiti, and sometimes there's more.
I think the only way to do it is to get a pressure washer out there, but given how big it is, we're talking Bald Rock is, I think, at least a couple acres big of area that you can walk around. And it feels like, so it's kind of cylindrical almost. So when you first get there, you think, oh, the edge is right there. But as you keep walking, there's more edge and more edge. So you're just kind of going down this cylinder.
Yeah.
You can go down farther than I am comfortable, because I always worry that, okay, in some places the curvature is kind of steep.
Right.
And if you
lose
tumble
your footing,
and roll, you're rolling a very long way.
Right. That's true. This is not a place for flat earthers, because they would just change their religion, I think.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. In addition to Bald Rock being pretty great on its own, that you can walk on the edge of a mountain, the view from Bald Rock is simply spectacular.
It is, and it takes nothing to get there. So, all of that to say,
and then now moving past Bald Rock,
right? The Eva Chandler Heritage Preserve in Cleveland, South Carolina, will take you to a mini bald rock, a less well-known bald rock, much smaller, but still very impressive. And you have the vista, you have it to yourself. And then not half, maybe like a third of the rock that you're standing on has water just flowing over it.
Yeah. So there's like a water slide on
You don't
the
slide
left
on,
side.
don't
No,
slide.
don't
Yeah,
slide.
no,
'Cause
it's
you'll go a long way.
when you, we didn't test that. We are not going to test that because we'd like to keep,
I like living.
yeah,
Yeah.
our legs the way I like hiking. And I'm pretty sure that I don't know how far down that goes, but
I don't know. A long way, clearly.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% that it's a mini bald rock.
no graffiti.
No graffiti, which
You have
makes
it to yourself.
so much better. Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. This place is right off the highway. Well, kinda. The road going up there, it's Persimmon Ridge Road that you have to take to go up there.
So I'm going to measure where this is based on that place that we like to go and have breakfast.
It's not far from there.
It's not.
It's like 10 minutes from the F Mart. Yeah.
Yes.
Which we reviewed in a previous podcast.
Right.
F Mart's a great place to have breakfast. So cheap.
Yes. And a lot of the locals, if you get a kick out of like old men just shooting the.
Oh, man. They were chewing the cud
yes,
there, weren't
thank
they?
you. Chewing the cud. Yeah.
And it's funny how they, you and I are Southern, but we're Florida Southern.
Right.
So we're not South Carolina, Georgia Southern.
Yes.
And hearing the way they were talking was very amusing. And I'm not picking on them. No.
It makes the whole experience of living here so much more authentic.
Yeah.
That these two old men coming out, and so they had finished their breakfast, and we sat outside to eat our breakfast
because it was cram-packed.
It was full inside.
Yeah.
So one guy was, first of all, they had been inside, got their breakfast, ate, talked, and finished, and then they were coming outside and they were going to leave. 45 minutes later, I feel like.
It was a long time. We were there a long time.
Yeah, because they were very busy. And so, yeah. But the one guy said, so what you doing today, Bill? And he was going to be going and planting soybeans and how many 40 acres of blah, blah, blah. And it was, I saw your daddy the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great just overhearing it. And they were so polite to us too.
Polite.
Like they each of them
welcoming,
said hello and how's your day? Yeah.
Commented on your shirt.
Yes.
Ridge. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 10 minutes from there.
Yeah.
Right. It's 10 minutes from there. You go up this winding road that stops being paved and becomes gravel. And then you get to the parking area. There's maybe 4 spaces.
Yeah.
You could probably squeeze 5 in there, but it would be tight.
The turn from the main road kind of snuck up on you.
It snuck up on you. Yeah. No, it snuck up on me. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't paying attention because I wasn't driving.
So that gives you an idea of how populated it is. And we got on the trail. It's very overgrown.
Yeah.
The trail is very narrow with ferns and bushes and everything pushing up against the sides of it.
And again, spider webs.
Tons of spider webs.
Yeah.
And that's what tells us that it's not very well traveled.
Right.
Because it was almost every 2 feet. You started in front of me in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I took the lead and I caught all the spider webs.
Well, because I was in front of you for the first half.
Yeah. You caught all the spider webs.
I caught the spider webs going, and it's a loop. So you get fresh spider webs either way.
Yep. You're not going back. No, it's a loop.
I mean, you could, but I appreciate the fact that it was a loop because the second half of it, after you leave the mini bald rock, that's when you're hiking next to the water source that is flowing over.
That flows right over the
yes,
the rock
and
face,
there were several times where we just stopped to look at that because it was a babbling brook.
It's a beautiful little stream.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful little stream, and you can hear it the whole way.
Yeah.
On the second half, you can hear it the whole way.
I almost would want to just because you have to walk down the road from where you come out of the forest after that second half.
The loop dumps you out on the road about. I think 75
you
feet.
can see the vehicle where you parked and everything, but I would almost just go in from the, I just do a there and back from that second half.
You could, but gosh, it's 0.5 miles a whole loop, so it's not like it's very long.
It's not
at all.
Yeah.
No. So the reason we bring this up is because Donna and I were there 30 minutes, not very long. but we had the whole thing to ourselves. We could have probably stayed there all day
Oh,
and
sure.
been by ourselves.
Well, okay. And I will say this, in the parking area, there was an empty Crown Royal bottle.
there was a beer
and
can. There was trash on the ground. It was very upsetting.
Yeah.
If we'd have had a garbage bag with us, I would have picked it up and dumped it. And
so
if we go again, we'll do that.
Yeah, just
we'll
bring
a garbage bag.
Yeah.
So that was upsetting. I will say this too. No way a wheelchair's getting in there.
Yeah.
No way a wheelchair. Oh, and there is signs that say no pets, no motorized vehicles, and no horses.
Yeah, I saw the no horses.
Yeah. So, but honestly, if you bring your dog, I don't know if anybody's going to ever know.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to know.
It's okay. So I don't think it's a state park kind of thing.
No, it's part of this preserve that's run by a trust that manages the property.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely gorgeous. I was so pleasantly surprised because, when you think, oh, it's a half-mile loop, there's not much to talk about.
We actually did 2 videos at the little mini Bald Rock.
Yeah. And it's on our YouTube page. So if you guys want to check out, go to youtube.com/Casual Climbers Podcast. You'll see our video promo, or you can see it on our website. If you scroll down a little bit on the main page, you'll see all of our YouTube videos.
It's just incredible. We got a really good selfie with the backdrop of the vista. It just, I was taken away. I was blown away.
I was too.
Yeah,
I was too. It for as short as it is, as close as it was 34 minutes away from where we are here in Greenville.
Really?
So, yeah, very close. So.
And you're in the mountains, and it was so quiet.
You're on top of the mountain.
Yes, and because when you're driving up to it, I noticed we were driving up. I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm glad I'm not hiking this drive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was
that would have been hard.
Yeah, you crawl, you just climb all the way up to the top. It really is nice. And it's one that I think I might actually take people to more than Bald Rock.
We were talking about the next time your mom visits.
Yeah.
That taking her. Rose, if you're listening.
It's not too rocky, not too rooty.
Yeah.
There's a small amount of steps.
Right. Rose, if you're listening, when you visit next time, we'll take you there, and you and I will have Roy walk in front so he can catch all the spider webs, because that's the only negative, that's the only downside. But
that is very nice that you're gonna impart my chivalry without asking. I appreciate that.
It goes without saying that you are that chivalrous that you would insist, I'm sure.
Is anybody buying this manipulation? Is anybody listening buying this manipulation? It's not selling on me. I can tell you that. No, I'll catch the spider webs. I'll probably bring a hiking pole to catch them, because there are a lot of spider webs. So how would you rate this? This is a piece of cake.
It's a piece of cake.
Absolutely piece of cake. We didn't break a sweat at all, and it was hot when we went.
Yeah. Well, so we went in the morning. This is what, July 5th? Is that when July 5th? So we're definitely, having.
It's hot. It was 95 yesterday when we went.
But we went early.
We got there at about 9:15.
Okay. Yeah.
But the sun was out. It was still warm, but
it was warm.
It's so short. You saw the 33 feet elevation change. I didn't even feel it.
Yeah, and all the trees, all the shade.
Yeah.
For a very hot day in this area, that's not a bad thing to do.
No. And next time we go, I'm definitely packing a picnic lunch to eat there on the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
and whatever
really great.
Whatever trash we bring in, we are going to bring it out.
We've always done that, and I'm always bothered when I see trash on trails.
Yeah.
It always bothers me. Most of the time we pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not considerate.
No, it's not. So, yeah, we definitely recommend this. It was a piece of cake hike, 35 minutes, 40 minutes outside of Greenville. If you're in the area, there's no reason not to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take you no time. You'll get to see an amazing vista and a cute little trail that's out of the way that very few people know about.
Yeah. It might be a good idea to even just take a day and go see Bald Rock and then do this and compare them. I don't know how far apart they are from each other.
Not very far, because you get to the road that takes you up to Caesar's Head and Bald Rock is like 2 streets past where we turned.
Oh.
So it's very, very close.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll have to do that.
Bald Rock and Baby Bald Rock.
Baby. So that's not a bad way to say it. Yeah. So yeah, we definitely recommend it. Anytime you're in the area, go see Eva Chandler Heritage Preserve Trail. So that's our Trail Snacks episode today, guys. Short and sweet, just like the trail itself. Eva Chandler Heritage Preserve is a great short loop trail that gets you to an amazing vista with very little effort. The payoff to effort ratio is incredible, and we highly recommend you do it.
Yeah, 100%. And thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to us in whatever podcast app you use, and be sure to leave us a review. That's how our show grows. Feel free to check out our trail photos at casualclimbers.com and the YouTube videos for this one.
Yep, they're on casualclimbers.com too.
Yeah.
Or youtube.com/casualclimberspodcast.
Perfect. If you have a question, comment, or just want to drop us a line, you can reach us at casualclimberspodcast@gmail.com.
So Donna, next week's episode is our top 5 hikes of 2024 so far. It's our mid-year edition. So we're going to break down the top 5 that we've done over the past 25 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
I'm excited too.
So you want to give the listeners one of the top 5 and don't tell them what order it is?
Well, I think that we have to talk about Triple Falls and Hooker Falls.
Triple Falls, Hooker Falls, and High Falls is on the list.
Yeah.
But where is it?
Where is it?
We'll talk about it next week. See you out on the trail, guys.
See you on the trail.